Our audience would, I'm sure, be interested in this critical comment, criticizing Dr. Zakir for going on this TV talk show. Is Dr. Javed Iqbal Bhatt. He writes in a newspaper article on the topic, The Problem of Being Naik. He says, Dr. Zakir's approach to debates and discussions is not only harmful to him, but also to his avid followers. Of all the errors made by the eminent Islamic scholar, Dr. Zakir Naik, none is perhaps more embarrassing. Some tend to replace embarrassing with serious. That his rash decision to enter into a studio of the NDTV. Even the little which he expressed was edited, broken and clipped to fit in with the scheme of We the People. Sandwiched between a temptingly clad Soha Ali Khan and a vice-chancellor of the Jamia Millia Islamia, he was a piteous picture. The chapter this was that heartthrob, with phenomenal memory, ended up loosening the screws of his millions of fans. Next time you tune into Peace TV, a cornered Zakir of the NDTV would flash in the mind. It was a serious error of judgment because he was pathetically unprepared. He seemed to have entered to deliver a sermon. A sermon is different from a debate. When everything else is snapped away, a sermon is a monologue. One person is permitted to speak without interruption. And similar comments from Dr. Javed. We would like Dr. Zakir to throw more light on this critic.
This is a comment that was earlier given in Amanullah, somewhat similar, but in a more lighter vein than Dr. Javed, that, you should be more prepared, etc. I'm a man of the media, and giving talks, having lectures, having debates is my profession, and I've trained many people. But again, what I would like to say, which I said earlier, that he himself was contradicting Dr. Javed when he says that Dr. Zakir Naik, he showed a pitiable picture and what he spoke was edited. So when he agrees that there is injustice done in the editing, how can he blame me? So what he should have said, that Dr. Zakir Naik did not realize that he would be edited or something like that would be much better. When he realized that these things are going to be edited, even if we get an expert, as I said earlier, even if we get an expert who's well-versed in answering, if the intention of the moderator and the producer is evil and unjust and dishonest, the expert also cannot do anything. So the reason we appeared, as I said, we didn't realize that the producer of the show, I don't know who it is, and the moderator would go to such limits in editing and not giving an opportunity for me to speak. Based on this, as is the policy that I have, as far as the viewers are concerned, I thought that would be the case. I thought. But when I downloaded the views of the fans, as I mentioned earlier, I thought what Dr. Javed thought, that maybe, the people would feel very sad. But when I downloaded the views of the people from the website of NDTV, Facebook, and the other websites, I realized that 2/3 were in my favor. It was rather exposing Barkha Dutt. And what you're reading now, everything is there. It's not only the positive ones are being said, even the negative ones are being said. So more than 2/3 have either realized, or maybe these are the people who know the media well and realize it wasn't given. And there were some who appreciated her, the way she handled, not knowing the scenario. So what I say, that those people, whenever they see any TV talk show, they should realize that talk shows per se, they are manipulative. What they do, that they either get a person who has less knowledge on that subject. So if it's the topic on Islam, they get a person who has no knowledge about Islam, and then he does the job. The moderator need not use the skills. Or on the other hand, they get a person who's famous, and they cut him down, don't give a proper chance, like what Barkha Dutt did. Besides all these comments, besides interjecting me for more than 12 times, there is a way how a moderator knows when is the best time to ask a person. If you realized, when she started the show, she first asked Shah Rukh Khan a question. Then she kept on asking other people. She asked me second last or third last. Why? Because in the beginning of the show, the later you ask the person, the better it is. But when she ended the show and she said, now we'll have the final comments from the panelist, the first person she asked was me. Why? Because the first person you ask, his remarks would remain the least in the mind of the audience. So these things are well known by us, but we cannot do anything. And that's the reason I think Javed Iqbal was impressed by Barkha Dutt. And that's how he hit in these comments. And even in that last final comment, she asked me a comment, and I go to make a point that the Muslims should know how to answer the media. And I said that if we notice the incidents recently that came last month about the bomb blast that took place in Pune, in German bakery, where about 9 people were killed. It came as headlines. And suspect Muslims, suspect, mind you. And the same day, the Maoists, they killed 16 policemen. Proven by Maoists, no suspect. It either comes as news breeze or it comes on the front page below. Immediately Barkha Dutt interjected, no, even that came as headline, and she passed on, without allowing me to complain. She knew very well the point was so strong, even if it came on the front page, in most of the paper, including Times of India, the headline was, 9 people killed in German bakery in Pune, suspects Muslims. Below in the front page, Maoists killed 16 policemen. Now, planning to kill 1 policeman is a bigger news than general innocent 9 citizens of India being killed. Killing 1 policeman who is supposed to uphold the law in the country is a bigger news than killing general pedestrians on the street. 9. And that also here, the person who has done that is known, confirmed. The news article is small. The German bakery, both are terrorist attacks. So she didn't allow me to complete, knowing very well that this point is very strong. No, even that came as headlines, finished. So does it mean that she is asking me and she is not allowing me to complete? So just because I made a very strong point, she cuts me down. And then immediately to help her, you have Kabir Khan interjecting. So that means she didn't allow me to give the final comments. I spoke for less than 17 seconds. So as I told you, the steering wheel is in the hands of the moderator. So here, but people realized many a time. So for intelligent people who know the media, we can really see behind the scenes. But for general layman who are unaware of the media, so I think Javed Iqbal may not be well versed with the media. But if he knows the media well, he would have made that comment.
Jazakallah, Dr. Zakir. Thank you for your comments, which actually turned the tables over on the understanding when it was half cut. You completed the other half. MashaAllah. I think the audience gets more enlightened on that.
It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's the best to help you. And alhamdulillah, I'm proud to be a Muslim. And it even has a positive impact on the non-Muslims.
Jazakallah, Dr. Zakir, for those candid comments and your first-hand account, not armchair account, but being in the field in practice.
So surely I disagree with Barkha Dutt being stereotyped. This stereotype, if you call, the beard and the cap has always helped me. It has been a benefit for me. And this is what I wanted to tell even in the show. And you could see I was always raising the hand. And, as Tanvi rightly said, he was there in the show. So he could know that I was raising the hand 75% time. But on the show, you could hardly see me maybe once or twice raising the hand. And I was following the rules. I don't want to interject anyone. I don't want to cut anyone. I'm not the moderator. So here you could see that though I was trying my level best and I felt like answering every query, it was like a battlefield going in my mind, the wrong comments made by the panelist and by the moderator. I wanted to answer to every of the query, but that's not the way how things go on. You cannot have everything what you like.
Maybe the audience and maybe Allah knows better. Your patience, inshallah, would be rewarded. Allah knows His ways and plans, inshallah, in a better way.
كم تسابقتم مع طير الصباح وتناديتم بحيا للفلاح للمصلى كنتم مثل الجناح كطيور عانقت نجم الفضاء